Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Nelo here with a very beautiful face. You guys already know, okay? You guys, I'm here to actually tell you guys a story. I wanted to actually film this video with my husband, but he's not around. And by the time he's back, I won't be around. And then I don't want to like delay this video for so long. So let me just give you guys a quick story of how I don't know how to start. Okay, let me just give you guys a quick story of how building our dream house almost broke us. Okay, I feel like I need to share this story again. Like, I like when I use my stories to help people. Okay, so now the thing about building together with somebody is the thing about building together with somebody is the fact that you guys have two completely different tastes. Like, you have your tastes are very different. And when it comes to myself and my husband, our tastes are like A and Z. We don't like the same things. I'm a very simple person. I love extremely simple things. When it comes to design and style of everything, I love it simple. Like, I don't want any design. If I'm going to add a design to a structure, I would rather it's not to a structure. If I'm going to add a design, I would rather it be when it comes to decoration. I will not know what to add. But I don't like to add too much design when it comes to structure. It disturbs my eye. My husband on the other side, he loves structural decorations. Like, he wants the building to go like this, come out on top, go back down, and then shine like a star. I'm just trying to explain to you guys. And what he loves is not like it's bad. He loves it. It is what looks good to him. Just like when you enter some people's houses and you're like, how did you think this is nice? It's not nice to you, but it's really nice to them. So the same way I was seeing his designs, that's how he was seeing mine, my simple designs. Like, he would say, Bello, this is ugly. Why do you want it like this? I'm like, but that's what is beautiful to me. For the fact that I even say it's ugly validates my point. Because if it's fine to you, it means it's too busy. That's why I say to my husband, if anything I say is fine to you, it means that thing not fine to me because it's too. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Let me even say before I start this, it was never that serious. So forget the title, forget me saying it almost broke us. It's not that serious, okay? It's not that serious. But there were things that we really, really disagreed on. I'm going to give you guys a few examples, right? For example, when it came to like POPs, oh gosh, the designs my husband wanted, it was to me. And then me, I didn't want any design. I wanted almost everywhere to be just plain, 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 plain. No put curve, no, just don't put any design. Even if you're to put design, just a small line, like, I just like it simple. My husband really wanted to, design. So the compromise we ended up coming to was he chose the POP for some places. I chose the POP for the places that are important to me. Do you understand? So point is, you guys always have to compromise on things when you're trying to not even just build. Sometimes you start a business with somebody. You guys have like different ideas what you want the business to be about, or how you want the business to go, or how you want it to be run, but you always have to find a compromise. So in my case, that was what we did. Like, some things I let him do, like when it comes to the POP. I let him choose the boys' room. Another room, I told him to make it very simple. Then for my room, he initially chose the POP in my room, right? Because he really tried to convince me that I would love it. It's very simple. It's not that bad. But then when I saw it, I was like, no, I don't like this. It was really, really bad to me. I told him I cannot lie down on my bed every day and look up, and this will be the thing I'm looking at. So at the end of the day, he changed it to what I wanted. But you have to be married to a man that is willing to hear you out, and you're also willing to hear him out. Because as much as I was trying to do things my own way, because I was building my dream house, right? He also wanted to do things his own way because he's also building his dream house, okay? Yeah, that it is what it is. Even though I am not the one that built the house, financially speaking, it is me and us that built our dream house. It is my house. And I feel like that's another part that might cause problems for some people when it's not your money doing it. Men, it depends on the man you're married to. Maybe this thing I'm saying is talking to my husband because he's a considerate good man, you understand? But yeah, moving on. Another thing that we didn't really agree on, okay, like the tiles we bought for my toilet. He did the buying. I was on video call with him, but when you're not there, you're not seeing the things well. When he got here, I didn't like some of the tiles, especially the one for my toilet. And when they started putting it, I remember coming in that day, I'm like, hell no, I cannot wake up every day and enter this place and see this tile. So before I even called my husband, I told the tiler, just start removing the tiles. Just start removing it, please. Because he told me that if he lets it dry, it will be more difficult to remove. So I'm like, please start removing it this instant, okay? I liked that we both had the right to make changes. Do you understand what I mean? Like, it wasn't really I don't know, whatever he says must go or whatever. No, we both had the right to make changes. So these things are the things that could have broken us but did not break us. That's what I'm trying to explain. Actually, maybe that should be the topic of this video because I don't understand what I'm saying again. But point, I told the teller started moving it. I went home. I told my husband. My husband was like, Nelo, just let's just leave it. You will like it later. I'm like, I know myself. I won't like it. So first thing the next morning, we went and we bought tiles for the toilet and we did it again. Okay, you have to see. You have to be an understanding partner when you're doing anything with your wife or husband or whatever, because it will break you people. It will give you the opportunity to break you people because you're two different entities. You like different things. Another thing, where did this thing also play out again? For the parlor POPs, he ended up doing what I wanted exactly for the parlor POPs because, again, there's a post, yeah, I might find that post and put it up. Like, I know I'm good with these things. And like the post said, I'm sure there's nothing I decided for this house that my husband hates that much. Do you understand? So you should tell you that I know what I'm talking about, okay? But he did it how I wanted. And then there's also the little things like, oh my God, oh my God. The one that really almost broke us was the compound. What to do to the compound. So I wanted this cementing thing that is very beautiful, it's trendy, it's so nice. But my husband said, let's do interlock, right? I don't tell him, okay, I don't mind interlock, but let's make it a very plain interlock. But by the time we had this conversation, he had actually gone and bought a different mold for a different design. And when they started, I'm like, I told them, I came, stop work, just stop work. I don't like this. I cannot move into this house with this interlock here. I'm a very dramatic person, okay? Do you know how many times I told my husband, if you do it like this, go and find a wife you will move into this house with you. It's not me that will move into this house with you. I'm sure he's just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? But anyways, I told him to stop work, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, he really tried to find another plain one. They were saying minimum order. Like, it was just expensive unnecessarily and just different things. So I was like, okay, fine. You can have this your way because there are so many other things. I get my way. I didn't let it drag. It dragged though. Make I no lie. It dragged, but I let it go. And the cementing thing I wanted, we actually couldn't do it now. We have to let the ground. We didn't fill the ground on time. So we have to let it fill for 2 years before we can do that cementing thing. So interlock was our only option right now. So I know that in the next like a year or so, I'm going to change this compound. If my husband doesn't want it that time, I go just see my money changer because eventually I will change the compound and the design of the compound. I don't really like it, but I'm living with it and it's not killing me, you get. And then if you guys, I don't know if you've noticed from the videos, we also have like a back gate. We have a front gate and a back gate. My husband initially wanted entrance and exit gate or just to be able to use the gate how he wants. But I'm like, Oga, we cannot do that. I need a playground for my children, okay? And he was trying to convince me, Nelo, I'll exit another gate in case of this. I'm like, nothing. We have been living all our life. Nothing happened. It's not about to start. God is with us. Like, let's not do things just in case of something bad happening. Let us let our children enjoy the moment, enjoy their childhood, enjoy the new house. So he gave up on his dream of a back gate. The gate is there, but it's permanently locked. It has so much locked, it has so much security that nobody can attempt to open the gate. So if you notice where the playground is, there's a gate behind, but it's not accessible. Like, it's just permanently locked, and it's going to be like that for years and years and years till our kids grow and they don't need their playground again. So again, my husband compromised on that because he really, really wanted that gate. But I'm like, no, playground over gate. He was like, let's put the playground somewhere else. I'm like, I don't want my children playing all the time in front of the house. I want them closer to the backyard, like at the back side of the house. So we compromised on that. Even when it came to like the design of the railing, he wanted like all this me, I wanted and at the end of the day, we went with what I wanted, but the iron that he used now had some sort of design. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Compromise. If you don't compromise when you're doing business or when you're building or when you're doing whatever it is with your partner, you guys are not going to survive it. There are so many things I won't say I love, but I let my husband have it. And then there are so many things that he didn't put mouth for me in when it comes to me deciding those things. Like when I was making beds, choosing the designs of the room, choosing how the design will go. Like now that we're trying to decorate, my husband know they put mouth for me. But then when it came to the structural aspect, like there were so many things I had no clue about. I didn't put mouth for my husband. There are some things I want to buy, I don't put mouth for my husband. There are some things I want to buy, he doesn't put mouth for me. And even if he tries, I remind him, bros, this is my area, okay? Relax. Relax. I come out and bros sometimes. I'm sure people will be like, what is wrong with you? I call him and Kaito bros because they used to behave like bros. You know, this is now bros from the village. Him and Kaito. Anyways, I tell him, Oga, bros, relax. this is not your category, okay? This is not the place where you put mouth. And sometimes when I want to talk, he say, but me, when I want to tell him, he'll not say, shebi when it's authority, I should not put mouth, so don't put mouth for me in this one. Nelo, let me just do it how I want, you know? And I just let it go. So that compromise is important. If not, you guys, it will make or break you. Like building something like this will make or break you. And another thing I'm happy I did is I never, even the things I'm managing, he knows I'm managing it. Even the things he's managing, I know he's managing it. You get? I never kept mute. Like I was never like not trying to say what I want or just give my opinion on how I want things. I love that our relationship is like that. Yeah, my husband is actually very understanding. You know, like last week I asked my husband, I was asking him like, you know, recently, not just this month though, like for the past like a year, thereabout, my husband changed a lot the past year. We've been changing gradually throughout our marriage, but for the past year, especially the past 2 years, let me just say past 2 years, since we started building, my husband actually changed a lot. And I was just asking him, like, you consider what I want a lot more than you used to. Not like he didn't used to before, but now he's like, let me tell you how considerate my husband is right now, right? Okay, we wanted to paint the swing. I wanted pink and blue, to paint it pink and blue. In the shop that he was buying the paint, my husband would video call me, do you want this shade of blue or this shade of blue? Do you get what I mean? A lot of people, me, myself, I'll just buy any shade of blue I see or whatever. My husband would video call me. So it's a little things like that. So I was just asking him that. I noticed that recently, you consider what I want a lot more than before. Is it because you care about my feelings or because you just want peace? Oga said, because I want peace, so. See, it's not even, I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. He boldly told me it's because he wants peace, but he also considers my feeling, that he can't choose one above the other, that for him it's 50-50. He's like, he considers my feelings, but above all, he likes living in peace and being happy. And he knows that if he doesn't do it that way, then, you know, we'll quarrel or something, there'll be little friction, and he tries to avoid that. I'm like, that is the talk of a wise man. You're very wise. I laughed that. This was just last week. I laughed there. But it makes so much sense because I actually do the same thing to him. He might not know that, but I do the same thing to him. A lot of things I don't do, or I don't even cook with pepper because my husband will not enjoy the food. So a lot of times you see me cooking anything pepper, it's not even pepper, it's attaché, or I make my own separate, I do his own separate. I consider his feelings when it comes to that, how he feels about eating certain things, or how he feels about even, should I say, certain things I do per se. I don't know what exactly right now, but I consider him a lot. So I like the fact that he considers me even more. You need a considerate partner. If not, anything you're doing is not going to work out. But throughout this experience, we grew a lot. Like, I kept telling my husband, if we do not get divorced during the process of building this house, nothing can divorce us again, because we have seen it all. There was a day we quarreled in this house severally. What am I saying a day? We quarreled severally inside this house. Like, we're like, why would you do this like this? I don't like it. You know, I don't like it. You still did it. You know, I don't like it. You still did it. When you finish, carry that woman that you're really building this house for. Carry the person and move into this house. What is wrong with this girl? What is wrong with this girl? There's another post I sent my husband last week. I'm like, oh my God, this is so me. You know, the post was something about when you're as a man, you're working, you know, 20 hours a day, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, trying to provide for your wife, and then your wife calls you on the phone. I'm like, do you even care about me? That's how I used to do to my husband sometimes. It's so funny. But I'm a woman. It comes, it's the hormones. Let's leave it like that. I just like that he understands me that much now, and I understand him as well. And yeah, just give each other creative freedom. It's very important. What each other can do better, just let them do it. You see, there is no, it's not quarrel. Now, two of you go enjoy the house or enjoy the business or whatever it is. I don't want to come out here and share this story because I feel like it might help somebody. And also, another thing is that choose your battles. Do you know there's some things that when my husband is fighting for, I'm like, okay, no problem. You can take this one because then I get this one that is more important to me. So just choose your battles. I think you hear this all the time, but it's extremely important in marriage. Choose your battles. Yeah, let me know, how do you even fight with your spouse? Like, how do you guys do it? Because I know for me, I don't know how to keep quiet. I will say my mind and then let's solve it later. But keeping quiet might kill me. I might just die in my sleep because my heart will be so heavy. But how do you guys fight with your spouse? How do you guys resolve things throughout this process? For the most part, even when we have conflict, at the end of the day, my husband is a very, should I say, calm. He likes me too much. That's the best way to explain it. He likes me too much. So even when he stays small, he'll start missing me, you understand? And before you know it, he'll just come and just start, you know, those things. And I'm like, okay, fine, I forgive you, but we'll still do it like that too. But yeah, how do you guys resolve things? How do you, if you do business with your spouse, how do you do that? If you've built with your partner before, how did you guys do that? But for me, like, equal contribution is important. That's the only way both of you can actually be happy in that house. Like, I consider myself extremely happy because when I'm looking at things now, they are how I want them to be. Even the things that I didn't choose, I don't hate because we had that conversation, we had that discussion, and we decided to go with that as the final thing. But maybe later I'll still drag my husband to this channel to come and tell you guys what it feels like building with me, because I feel like I talked more about what it feels like building with him. Maybe one day I'll drag him to this channel, maybe next year, but whenever that happens. Anyways, if you have questions, in-depth questions about the house, I think I asked you guys this in my last video, or if it's the last video, or I don't know. But I put out this question before. If you have questions about the house, just leave it in the comments. And yeah, I'll make a real Q&A answering questions about the house, about the process. If there are specific things you want to know, pricing or details on or whatever, or who did mine or whatnot, do let me know and I'll be happy to answer it. Okay, that's it for this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.